The luxury housing market inspires a total frenzy in vacation boomtowns. And some of you guys that are in a vacation area, we'd love to hear your opinion and your take on this. It appears to be an accurate article from the discussions I've had with other people, but this is data from Redfin. So in the third quarter, luxury sales.
Very subtle shade. Very.
What's that? In the third quarter, luxury sales are 41.5% higher than last year. That's the largest year-over-year gain in luxury sales since 2013. Though agents are not reporting as many multiple offer situations or bidding, so the auction, like Dan just said, on the luxury properties as they did this summer, they still see that the housing market is nuts. So let me touch on a few anecdotes. So that's basically the data, right? And they talked about Douglas Elliman. Miller Samuel revealed that the average Palm Beach home price in Q3 was $7 million. Contracts during the time also skyrocketed 62%. There's a quote from him. We normally average like 200 plus million on an annual basis. During the first three quarters, we've sold 350 million worth of real estate, Coach said.
So is this essentially, this is essentially kind of what that article was saying earlier, where, you know, if you have a business or you work in a business in a more metropolitan area, you're taking that business, or you're just going and buying a, you know, if you make a good amount of money, you're a quote unquote rich person, you're just buying a house and you're building in a studio or building in an office and you're working from home.
Well, and how much of this boom, how much of this boom is for people working from home, and how much of this boom is Picasso, the new startup by Zillow founder Spencer Rascoff, that allows people to have a timeshare type relationship, ownership to homes, which we haven't dug into much, but Ryan and I were talking about in the Be More chat, which if you're not a member of the Be More contributors group, you definitely want to search Be More contributors on Facebook with an exclamation point. And that is our group of contributors there who share articles and interesting information like this. We're actually having a discussion about Picasso and how that opens the market for people to buy these homes that were like, what, 4 months ago, struggling because they were vacation homes that people were Airbnb-ing, and then suddenly they were stuck with these vacation homes. And now I think there's two things that are affecting this. I think that is having an impact in some ways. One of my investors was looking at a series of lots. They're just kind of empty lots close to the beach, and they wanted to buy up all these lots and eventually build houses on them. And they closed on a deal. They were going to take all their money and buy these lots. And by the time they had the opportunity to do it, the lots were all gone. And they're like, what in the world? This property's been there and it's been vacant for years. What's happening? And that was the week that they announced this Picasso thing. So I wonder if there's some people trying to make a play in the second home market, thinking that if more people had access to purchase a second home, then that could increase the values of these second homes. And also, people are also running from the Rona and densely populated urban areas. Now that they can work from anywhere, they're like, well, where do I want to live?
Right. Especially if you can live. And then like Ryan mentioned, essentially you can own, you're not going to live there 100% of the time, but you can buy essentially, what does he say? Did he say 10-week intervals?
I can't remember.
For 200 grand, you get oceanfront property.
Let's see.
I brought up the Picasso. By the way, it's not Picasso, it's Picasso.
Yeah.
Picasso.
Yeah, y'all look into that. It's really interesting to see what's happening in the second home market.
I think they missed the mark on the name. It should have been called Picasso.
Picasso.
Like house.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah,
artistic homes. Like, why did I?
You should be in the marketing department over there.
Not to tell Spencer what to do. He seems like a pretty successful guy, but yeah.
All right, let me get
Picasso.
Let me cover a couple of these other anecdotes. And these are all kind of quotes from different realtors and people. Stephen Shane, a Compass real estate agent in Aspen, Colorado, said the buyers are coming from all over Texas, Florida, New York, and California. He said that schools in Aspen have increased their enrollment as families are putting the roots down. That's interesting. Mm-hmm. He said, quote, I think that there's a lot of people who rented and put their kids into school, and now interest rates are so low that if you think about it, it makes a heck of a lot more sense to buy something than to pay rent.
Right.
So a lot of the people who came here initially may have just rented just to get a place, are now looking to buy a home. That's also very possible and plausible. So that kind of adds like a third mover, right? So you have the investors, you have the people that want to work from home, from anywhere, and then you have people that have been renting in these vacation spots that are now going to take advantage of the historically low interest rates to purchase a property.
That, by the way, those historically low interest rates, they end tomorrow. So
yes, that's what we've been told.
There you go. I'm being sensationalistic.
Or in 3 years.
Maybe.
So this article is on Housing Wire. You can read more of those anecdotes. Pacasos, says David. 1/8 ownerships. That's what it is.
Yeah,
so
I have
1/8 ownerships.
I have the page up now. You can decide how much to own from 1/8% to 1/2.
Yeah. So like I was thinking about this, if I was an investor and I didn't want to do a venture capital round in the company, but I believe that this company could do something and it might increase overall prices, like Airbnb increased prices of vacation homes because they could easily become rentals. And I believe that, then I would probably make a play in vacation homes